Hi friends, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. And for all of you I pray that God fulfill all your dreams and give you lots of happiness. And my dear friends, every time I try my best to give you all latest news. Therefore, you are requested to sit tight on your seats and enjoy the latest news. Member of the State of Law Coalition, Rasoul Radi, accused the United States of America of working to harm the Iraqi economy. Radi told Al-Maalouma, the American administration is working to harm the economic interests of Iraq, by placing the revenues from Iraqi oil sales in the U.S. federal bank. He added, Iraq gets its money from the Americans using the distillation method when needed. He promised, the Iraqi economy is hostage to the U.S. Federal Reserve, which controls the most important revenues that the Iraqi government relies on to finance the budget. A member of the House of Representatives, Mohammed al-Zayedi, called on the government to expedite sending the current year's budget schedules to Parliament for approval. Al-Zayedi told Al-Maalouma, many service sectors and infrastructure projects have stopped due to the lack of financial funding. He added, the government was very late in sending the budget schedules to the House of Representatives to vote on the amendments the government made to the previous schedules. A member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Representative Moeen al-Khatimi, confirmed to Al-Maalouma that the government is supervising the completion of the amendments to the tables for the current year's budget due to the increase in allocations for the ration card and social care and the increase in oil production costs. In the Information and Communication Office of the Federal Integrity Commission announced on Sunday the total arrest and recruitment orders issued and executed against those with high and special ranks during the month of last January. He stated in a statement received by Shafaq News Agency that the judicial authorities issued 50 arrest and summons orders against 46 people with high and special ranks. Against the background of cases investigated by the Commission's investigation directorates and offices in Baghdad and the governorates and referred to the judiciary, explaining that 39 recruitment orders and 11 arrest orders were issued for the period from 1-31-2024-1. He added that the orders included 2 former ministers, a former minister, 2 members of the House of Representatives current and former, a former deputy minister, 11 current general directors, 8 former and 3 former, in addition to a current governor, and 12 former governors, 2 former governors, and 3 former members of the governorate councils. And the Ministry of Finance revealed, on Sunday, that the volume of Iraqi revenues in the federal budget during 12 months exceeded 135 trillion dinars, confirming that the oil contribution to the budget had decreased to 93%. Shafaq News Agency continued that the data and tables issued by the Ministry of Finance this February, for the accounts of the 12 months of the last fiscal year, showed that oil is still the main resource for Iraq's general budget, reaching 93%, which indicates that the rentier economy is the basis for the country's general budget. The financial tables also indicated that the total revenues until December of last year amounted to 135,681,266,197,696 dinars, after excluding transfer revenues from them, which amounted to 1,259,301,196,000 dinars, indicating that the total expenditures with advances it amounted to 122,772,745,546,000 dinars. According to the financial tables, oil revenues amounted to 125,882,218,622,000 dinars, which constitute 93% of the general budget, while non-oil revenues amounted to 9,799,047,964,000 dinars. Meanwhile, economic expert Hilal Al-Tan considered, in an interview with Shafaq News Agency, that The decrease in the percentage of oil in the budget came as a result of Iraq reducing its oil production in compliance with the decisions of OPEC, adding that this percentage is still high compared to oil-producing countries. He added that Iraq ended the fiscal year with a slight surplus, which means that expenditures were large. Al-Tan also pointed out that the government will remain dependent on oil for a long time as the main source of the budget, because it has not developed other economic sectors, stressing that it needs political will and a real will to do so. Prime Minister for Energy Affairs and Oil Minister Hayyan Abdul Ghani confirmed yesterday, Saturday, that Iraq reduced its oil production by 600,000 barrels per day within the OPEC plan, bringing the country's production to 4 million barrels per day. The Prime Minister's advisor for financial affairs, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh, confirmed in March 2021, in an interview with Shafaq news agency, that the reasons for the economy remaining rentier are due to wars and the imposition of the economic blockade on Iraq during the past era and the political conflicts we are witnessing today, which led to dispersal of economic resources. Abdul Ghani said in his speech during the 6th Baghdad Dialogue Conference Regional Communication, the Ministry of Oil has developed an ambitious plan to increase production, but Iraq is a major part of OPEC, and is committed to the organization's production ceilings, and Iraq's share amounted to 4,600,000 barrels. There was a reduction 2 years ago and production became 4,400,000 barrels per day. He added, there are 2 voluntary reductions, and Iraq implemented them, and production reached 4 million barrels per day, noting that, the goal of this is to maintain price stability and achieve a balance between supply and demand. The Iraqi state's continued reliance on oil as the sole source of the general budget puts Iraq at risk from the global crises that occur from time to time because oil is affected by them, which makes the country turn every time to cover the deficit through borrowing from abroad or within, and thus indicates the inability to managing state funds effectively, and the inability to find alternative financing solutions. Thanks, take care.